Today is Friday, the 10th of April. Property taxes are due. So, I'm kind of going raw today. I didn't really know what I'm going to talk about, but since today is April 10th here in Sonoma County, taxes are due today. If you do not pay by today and you haven't paid your installment that was due, you're late, which you could be facing a pretty hefty fine. So I think one of the things that I want to talk about a little bit today is property taxes, particularly if you have a loan. One of the things that I see that's really common is that if you have a loan and you have an impound account, or what they'll call an escrow account, which is basically an account that's set up by the lender to pay your property taxes and your insurance for you. It's like a forced savings account. And what I want to say about that is usually by this time you don't have to worry about whether or not your taxes have been paid or not. However, the deal is, it is up to you as a homeowner and somebody who has a loan with the company to ensure that your tax installments are being paid. What happens a lot of the time, if you do have an impound account set up with your lender, we just take it as an assumption that everything's taken care of. And I can tell you from my own personal experience and from the experience of talking to many others that is not the case. A lot of different things can happen. I'm not going to get into all the details about, what are some of the reasons that, there's a shortage in an escrow account and why a lender may be wanting you to come up with more money. Now, the point is that I don't want to go down the rabbit hole. So, the point is that as a homeowner, whether or not you have an escrow account, it's your responsibility to make sure that your property taxes are paid. Especially making sure that if you have that escrow account that your lender's doing their job and making that for you. Now be careful and take a look to find out what your escrow balance is in advance so there's no surprises, because if that savings account or escrow account that your lender set up doesn't look like it has enough money to pay your tax installments in the future, what they're going to do is they're going to increase your payment so that they can make up the shortage that they would need to pay those taxes. And this is a situation where possibly taxes have increased because of a change in ownership, or maybe you bought a house brand new and the taxable value went from the land value to the after improved value. I know that from experience, so you just got to be careful. I think one of the key indicators about paying your taxes and particularly having an escrow account is just to make sure that if you get a refund check back from your lender from an escrow short or an escrow overage, meaning that they had too much money in there, be very skeptical. Keep that money and be ready to put it back for whatever reason. Make sure you go back through the accounting. I've seen a lot of people take that check and assume that it was like a payday and they could go out and use that money, and then later on that there was a shortage in that escrow account and then the lender increased the payment. So be careful for these kind of things, but most of all, it's your responsibility as a homeowner to pay your taxes. So happy April 10th, and pay your taxes.